The first round of the BludgeBowl Classic is over and 8 players remain. Competing in today's semifinal match, from Game 1, MaraForest. First Swordmaster of the game picked up by MaraForest on Ilban, hits up the Hardy Warriors, takes that Freeman Alliance, win this conflict as well. Ilban picks up a Spice Muscle. Ilban hitting Haga Basin here and also uses voice on the Great Flat. Helena will not be able to get there after all. And here's the Hayliner with that space travel Ilban picked up earlier. Ilban hitting Research Station. Reveals does find a Spice Must Flow and 4 more swords. Ilban takes that victory. MaraForest coming in second on Ilban will qualify to the semi-finals from Game 2. Dortor. There's a selective greeting from Memnon. Trashes the diplomacy. A bold play from Dortor. Does already have all of the basic points with the factions. Dortor hitting Research Station. Memnon with a huge reveal here. 10 persuasion and a bunch of swords. Grabs a Spice Must Flow. Goes up to 6. Comes another selective greeting from Memnon. Grabs the Bene Gesserit Alliance with power play. Both power plays have gone into the hands of Dortor. Memnon now up to 8 victory points. Dortor on my man Memnon coming in second from Game 3. Narakeon. Ilban grabs Liet Kynes. That is a pretty strong card to get here for Ilban. And here's the Research Station play from Memnon. Oh no! Oh, and Ilban reveals for 8. Oh man, that's a Chome Directorship here for Ilban, which is absolutely massive. Alliance picked up here for Narakeon. Emperor, very fond of Count Ilban Riche's these days. Whoa, we've got a Spice Must Flow picked up from Ilban with 14 persuasion thanks to that Liet Kynes. Ilban picked up 2 Spice Must Flows with a massive 18 persuasion reveal. Huge moves there from Narakeon, sitting now at 10 points. Narakeon wins Game 3 of the BludgeBowl tournament from Game 4. ZenCruzen. That's the second Conspire for ZenCruzen this game. It has a reinforcements from the Conspire, able to come in and snatch that victory. That Conspire worked out so well. Beast not letting up the pressure and throwing 4 troops in for this machinations. There's the ambush. Beast comes out with 2 influence of his choice. Beast grabs the Emperor Alliance with the 3rd Conspire of the game. And here come more troops for Beasts. Oh, and there it is. A Spice Must Flow and Battle for Imperial Basin. ZenCruzen with the Redemption Arc comes in first place. These 4 players will fight for 2 spots in the final and their chance to win it all. Ladies and gentlemen, it's BludgeBowl time. Welcome to the last semi-final match of the BludgeBowl Classic tournament. Final 2 players will make it into the final. We've got Dortor, MaraForest, Narakeon, and ZenCruzen. First place and second place will move on to our final tomorrow. Helena has been picked by Dortor. Leto has been picked by MaraForest. Narakeon and ZenCruzen still to pick. All right, Narakeon grabs Beast, and it's down to ZenCruzen between Paul, Memnon, and Ariana. Here's the Imperium row, by the way. 2 assassination missions, power play, other memory, and Smuggler's Thopter. Very interesting. Helena, Leto, and Beast being selected here. Each player choosing a different leader than the one they used to qualify. Dortor qualified on Memnon, MaraForest qualified on Ilban, and Narakeon also qualified on Ilban. ZenCruzen qualified on Beast, played Memnon in the first game, didn't make it through there, but was able to catch a fill-in spot in the 4th match, and then win that game on Beast. Goes with Paul Atreides here in this match. So we're going to watch the game here from MaraForest's perspective, aka Trebendo Days. The conflict here is a skirmish for a victory point, water, and spice. So no help here as far as getting people towards Swordmaster, so that may influence the paths people decide to take here in this first round. There's no like Haga Basin plus Solari plus Selmelange route available. ZenCruzen goes to secure contract with the Dune the Desert Planet, and it's over to Narakeon on Beast. Beast could theoretically do the Haga base in Selmelange, but that's not going to happen. Goes to Still Suits with a Seek Allies. And gets 2 troops into the conflict over to MaraForest on Leto. Has a Seek Allies and a Signet Ring. So could Hardy Warriors for the victory point, and then could hope to get the Signet Ring to Imperial Basin after somebody else visits, like, let's say, Wealth. But decides to go to Wealth himself, increasing the possibilities of using the Signet Ring, because not spending that water means that you could send it to Haga Basin if you need to, and get the Freeman point there, the Freeman influence there. Dortor sends diplomacy to Fold Space. MaraForest here going to have 5 persuasion on reveal, so there's a chance that that power play could be snagged. We'll be 3rd to reveal, though, so obviously it will depend on what ZenCruzen and Narakeon are able to find. And with that Signet Ring to Narakeon, that means there's a very good chance that Paul will be the one to grab that power play, because he's going to be the first one to reveal. Throws in a single troop back to Beast, who goes to Haga Basin, so maybe doing the Selmelange next round. Has 3 troops in. Dortor could still spoil the fun with a Hardy Warriors play with the final agent. Carthag's still available. So, yeah, lots of ways this could still go. Now, if you want to use the Signet Ring as Leto, though, you've got to send it to Imperial Basin. So I would imagine that's going to be the play. Pretty costly not to get the influence out of that when you can. Now, do any troops go in? I have this little thing over next to the player here. That's to show the in-game chat, because the chat will appear behind me over here, and I want us to be able to see what the players are saying if they do decide to use the chat. It is covering up the played cards, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Paul reveals for 4, has 2 daggers as well. Grabs an other memory, thematically appropriate, and a pretty good card to pick up for Paul as well. Anything with card draw is like a little bit better for Paul than it is for the other leaders. Beast picks up Smuggler's Thopter. And there's a space travel there. So Leto will be able to snag that power play. Unless he wants to go space travel in 2 assassination missions or something. Carry all obviously was an option there, but power play, the pretty clear choice. One of the strongest cards in the base game. Helena reveals for 5. Let's see what she decides to do here. Could be space travel and Imperial Spy, but no, it's going to be carry-all. Okay, so some decent cheap faction cards remaining in the row. No one went with the assassination missions this time. Beast is going to win this early conflict for a victory point. ZenCruzen going to pick up a water for a single troop. And it's Machinations for round 2. There's the Selmelange from Narakeon. So going to be a Swordmaster here, round 2 for Beast. Leto with a diplomacy, a Dune, and a reconnaissance. A couple of daggers there as well. So the 2 daggers could mean it's a good time for Leto to get involved here. Hardy warriors would be very likely to win this. No one has any intrigue cards as of yet. Two water on Paul. So that great flat is available for ZenCruzen if you wanted to go that way. Leto decides to go to secure contract. And Helena decides the Hardy Warriors is just too tempting. Hits up that spot. And throws in 4 troops. Seek Allies was used there, so that is now out of the deck. It is the great flat for ZenCruzen. Picks up 4 spice. So that could be a Conspire, and that would be 8 for a Swordmaster next round. But Leto could go to Wealth here and get to 7, and that would be Leto's Swordmaster next round. So we'll see if that's what happens. Swordmaster, of course, costing only 7 Solari for Leto. Just a quick review of the leaders in case you're not familiar. I'm just going to show them for you. You can pause the video and read it if you want. Okay, and Leto does decide to go to Wealth, getting that Emperor point and setting up for Swordmaster next round. So obviously we'll have to draw green to get there, but still has 2 daggers and has a Signet Ring in the deck. 1 Persuasion. We'll see if an Assassination mission gets picked up. I'm not sure if it will, though, because it's about to get reshuffled into the deck. And no easy trash available for Leto. Helena sets aside Imperial Spy with the ring. 2 assassination missions, Gene Manipulation, Guild Administrator, Space Travel sitting in the row. Helena decides to boost up the commitment here because Paul could match. There's the Conspire. So ZenCruzen hoping for a disaster draw from Leto. Okay, Beast decides not to commit after all, just throwing in the 1 troop, gonna go for a single water there. All right, let's see if an assassination mission gets picked up for Leto. It pays for a High Council seat by itself if you can trash it. Because it only costs 4 for Leto there. And of course, you know, Solari nice. Rally troops can be quite important in Classic. Mentat, always nice. There's no Ilbon competing for it this game either. But the timing on this can be awkward. It doesn't have any agent icons. It increases the chances of a disaster draw and missing Swordmaster next round. He decides to grab 1. And Thufir Hawat appears in the Imperium row. Really nice card. Thufir can take you almost anywhere. Draws you a card while doing it and reveals for an intrigue. Helena picks up the Imperial Spy that she set aside, as well as an Arrakis Liaison. Paul reveals for 4. Let's see. Okay, goes for the Gene Manipulation. Wants to get the trashing in the deck and picks up the Assassination mission to go with it. Test of Humanity and Voice revealed. Narakeon goes for the Space Travel. It was an interesting decision there between the Space Travel and the Test of Humanity, but keep in mind that Beast did pick up a Smuggler's Thopter, and so the guild influence of additional importance. Helena takes the Machinations. Let's see where the influence goes. Okay, goes with the Freeman to unlock Siege Tabor, and goes with Guild to get a point there. Potentially looking for that alliance. Here's the power play and the Signet Ring for Leto. So that could be an instant Emperor alliance if you really wanted to do that. But obviously the Swordmaster first was the crucial move this game, since ZenCruzen is sitting on 10 Solari right now as Paul. So no trouble finding a green access card. Drew all of them. So whatever blessings or sacrifices MaraForest did to get green, it worked extremely well. Carry all to Imperial Basin for 3 spice. So carry all doubles the base spice that you harvest. So 1 is doubled into 2, and then the +1 bonus makes it 3. Other memory to Carthag. Does have a G manipulation in the discard as well. I wonder if that was part of the consideration there for ZenCruzen, as far as picking up the G manipulation versus the space travel. Probably it was. So nicely done there. And does take the other, the genetic G manipulation into hand. Party Warriors for Beast. Wants to win a victory point and get a water. No, only puts in 1 troop, but there are still rounds remaining, so it's 1 for now. Leto hits Haga Basin with the ring, picking up the spice that he needs to activate the ring, and presumably gonna take this Freeman point. Could take Guild instead, but goes with the Freeman, unlocking Siege Tabor as well. So everybody now except Paul Atreides friendly with the Freeman. Selmelange from Dortor, all 3 being sold. So Swordmaster going to be picked up by Helena and perhaps blocking ZenCruzen off of that Swordmaster next round. G manipulation to Narakeon, and has the assassination mission to get rid of as well. What a setup from ZenCruzen. Really nicely set up and executed. Able to capitalize off of the G manipulation and the assassination mission that were picked up last round. The other memory allowing the G manipulation to go in hand and then play to trash the assassination mission directly from the discard pile. So Paul now set up for both Swordmaster and High Council seat whenever he's able to get there. Beast hits up Siege Tabor, puts in a single troop, so just looking for second place here. And what does Leto decide to do? Could Mentat if he wanted to. Never mind, no Solari. So power play to Still Suits does get the Freeman Alliance here. That seems pretty good. You could also power play to Selective Breeding, trash a dagger. But you're not going to have much persuasion to do a whole lot after that. You might have enough to pick up a Test of Humanity or a Voice, I suppose. Could get Freeman Alliance, could get Emperor Alliance. But decides to go with the Selective Breeding play. Trashes a dagger from play. Draws Recon and Assassination mission. Helena reveals for 4, picks up a Test of Humanity. Secure contract. Paul wants more Solari. I mean, I guess there wasn't really a whole lot of other moves to make there with that Signet Ring. You could have gone to Hall of Oratory, I suppose. So, I mean, that's going to pay for a lot of stuff. Swordmaster, High Council, and Rally Troops all in the bank here for ZenCruzen. Liet Kynes now there in the Imperium row. Liaison picked up by Leto. Expect to see liaisons start going now. Chom shares used by ZenCruzen preemptively here. I'm not really sure why. No pressure on the intrigue card. So that seems to me... it seems to me not to be a great play there. No reason to use it as far as I can tell right now. It's not like you've got a maximum amount of Solari that you're going to have to lose if you don't spend it. So you might as well keep that in your back pocket and use it for a surprise point later, or spend it later if you're going to go over on intrigues, but that's not happening here. Also, not using it now maintains your flexibility for rallying troops or whatever if you want to do that. Or, like I said, High Council. Helena does take the Swordmaster, blocking Paul off of it. ZenCruzen grabs 4 spice at Great Flat, going up to 5 spice. Space travel to fold space. That's a play that just always feels good to do. You're adding faction power into the deck. You're drawing a card at the same time. You're getting influence at the same time. Leto now has the assassination mission in hand, but does not have spice for a selective breeding. And no way to get enough. Resource is pretty low here on Leto. Probably want to play the diplomacy now while you have good options. Terrible Purpose is the conflict, so a victory point and a trash. Water and spice down below. Leto currently has the biggest garrison and decides to go to Still Suits, which I think is the best of the options available. You want to have water available on Leto so that you can play your ring to Haga Basin if you have to do that. And puts in a couple of troops. Narakeon has 3 water, but I don't think has the ability to visit Hardy Warriors right now. Does have the Signet Ring in hand, though. So a Signet Ring to Carthag or Narakeon or Siege Tabor would be a 4-troop deployment for Beast. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Helena's Signet Ring reserves Liet Kynes. So this is a big pickup. This card can be absolutely insane because it's 2 persuasion on reveal for itself, because it is a Freeman card, plus 2 more persuasion for every other Freeman card you have in play. That includes ones you've played as agents. That includes ones that you reveal at the same time as the Liet Kynes. And so this is a big spice must flow generating machine. Dortor doesn't have any Freeman cards yet, I don't think. Possibly has Liaison. But I would expect to see more Liaisons being picked up for sure. I think maybe Helena has 1. Paul hits up High Council. Beast goes for Research Station with the ring. And throws in 3 troops. Which is definitely vulnerable here. Helena has an agent, and she could visit either Siege Tabor or Narakeon and get in 3. Has 2 intrigue cards. Leto has gone for 3 as well. Gonna have 1 sword reveal on the assassination mission, and it has to be an early reveal for Leto, unfortunately, because none of these cards have agent icons. Helena goes to Imperial Basin. Okay, so that to me says Helena does not have combat intrigues, because I feel like if she did, she would want to put in 3 troops here, or the combat intrigue is like Private Army or Allied Armada, which wouldn't have been usable because she didn't have the spice. ZenCruzen grabs Thufir Hawat. Paul, shouldn't have too much trouble convincing Thufir to help him out. Here's Siege Tabber for Beast, going to get in another troop. I mean, I guess that's the other thing too. Beast still had an agent left, so even if Helena went and put in 3, you still got to deal with Beast putting in another one. But still probably not a lot of combat strength on Helena, based on what we saw there. Perhaps also knowing that Beast could be revealing daggers. G manipulation goes to Leto. So House Atreides here doing a lot of genetic work, and Jessica appears. One of the biggest ticket items available in Dune Imperium is Lady Jessica. Liet Kynes, of course, one of the other ones, especially in Classic, where you can be drawing 3 cards off of Research Station, and where liaisons are kind of nice to pick up as it is. Beast reveals for 5, picks up a Sardaukar Legion. It's an interesting decision there between the Legion and the Freeman Camp, I would say. Both good cards. The Freeman Camp can be really strong, almost a Hayliner in card form. But the Legion gets you faction influence as well as generating troops at the same time. Beast takes down this conflict. Terrible Purpose, Victory Point, and a trash MaraForest getting 2nd place for a Water and Solari. And Helena picking up a single Spice. Secure contract with other memory. No Bene Gesserit card in the discard pile this time, so just a card draw. Paul probably going to get Swordmaster here with the 2nd agent. Who has a voice? I feel like somebody does. Beast has one. Could Beast have it in hand? Yes, Beast does in fact have it in hand. So Beast can totally screw over Paul here by voicing Swordmaster. Let's see if Narakeon takes that opportunity. Very dangerous for Paul to, I mean, he didn't have the Solari because he spent it on that Intrigue card. So to get Swordmaster this round, he had to spend an agent. Now, luckily for him, Narakeon decides not to use the voice here. Instead, going to selective breeding. That's a temptation I'm not sure I could have avoided. But Narakeon making the decision that it's better to, you know, better to help myself than hurt others. And probably going to try to find this Jessica. So, I mean, I think that play makes a lot of sense, especially because it was a fold space. So that was a draw 3 on selective breeding. And it was a Dune that was trash. Siege Tabber from Leto. So that's a guild influence for Leto. That's the only place where MaraForest is currently behind. Imperial Spy goes to Wealth for Helena, getting a point with the Emperor. I imagine we'll see the trash for the Intrigue card there. You don't have to trash the Imperial Spy. Sometimes it's worth hanging on to just to keep your faction bumps happening, but typically it's worth trashing for the immediate benefit. So ZenCruzen does get the Swordmaster there, despite the extreme danger of getting voiced off of it. Hall of Oratory with the Sardaukar Legion. So that tells me the math is just right for a Jessica play. Paul also has High Council seat, though, so there's a chance with those 4 cards and High Council, there's a chance Paul could maybe early reveal for Jessica. We'll see. 2 convincing arguments in the discard pile, though. Other memory and G manipulation both played. So I'm not sure what other 2 persuasion cards Paul could have. So I'm not sure if it's going to happen for ZenCruzen. Leto, 2 agents remaining, sends a dagger to Mentat. Reshuffles the deck, finds the G manipulation, could trash a dagger out of the play area there. Helena sells Melange for the 2nd time this game. that's gotta hurt. Jessica peeled off of the Imperium row with the Helena signet ring. So much for Narakeon's plans, perhaps. And maybe ZenCruzen's plans. But here comes a Hayliner for Paul. Decides he wants to take control of Carthag. Picks up a couple of water, gets guild influence at the same time. Beast could theoretically challenge this with a Hardy. Hardy Warriors, that is, but goes to Secrets. Picking up a point and an Intrigue card. The question is, can Helena actually get this? I mean, maybe. Maybe if she goes to High Council, she can find the 6 persuasion that she will need. We don't know what's in her hand as far as persuasion. We know she has a Liet Kynes. Pretty sure she has at least 1 liaison. Here's the gene manipulation from Leto going to Narakeon. Trash as a dagger from play. No. We have an undo and we have a redo. I guess you draw first because, yeah, you draw first because you happen to find the assassination mission and then trash that. So well done by Leto there, being able to undo that. And on the 1 in 5 chance of drawing the assassination mission and actually drawing it. So we'll give a cheer for MaraForest for making a nice play there before it was too late. Helena, can she get Jessica here? High Council is available. She has the Solari. Looks like no. So goes to Carthag. Jessica probably just going to walk away here. You know, unless there's a charisma and a recruit. Oh, there's an urgent mission. That probably just came off of Carthag, but who knows? 3 intrigue cards on Helena here. So wants to, yeah, the preemptive urgent mission, because you don't want to be sitting on 4 intrigues, although secrets being blocked means it's probably okay. Paul reveals a whole bunch of swords, picks up shifting allegiances. And Narakeon reveals 9 persuasion, grabbing Spice Must Flow. So even though Jessica didn't happen, Spice Must Flow is a pretty nice backup plan. Beast now with a nice lead, 6 victory points. 2 conflicts have been won already, and a Spice Must Flow. Leto decides to hit High Council. So if Helena had any plans for it, well, she can still do it. What am I saying? Dagger to High Council, but only 1 card in hand. That Jessica is not going to happen unless... Okay, there's a Counselor's Dispensation. Let's say it's 2, 4. I mean, if she has a charisma, she could do it. Charisma being the intrigue card that gives you 2 persuasion. 4 reveal. It's got to be a Freeman camp for Leto. No. It's not. Is it 2 liaisons? It's 2 liaisons. Okay. So trying to clean the liaisons off the board, perhaps, so that Helena can't fill up on them. But, I mean, she can still get at least 1 or 2 here. Going to be 1. The diplomacy not played for Dortor this round. And it's 1 liaison. Jessica, sadly, not going to be a part of this semifinal match. I mean, she was a part of it, but she's going to go away, and we're not going to see her again. Maybe in the final. ZenCruzen wins the Siege of Carthag, gets a victory point, takes control of Carthag. MaraForest gets a Water Peddlers Union and a Spice out of 2nd place. I hope you're enjoying this live premiere of the BludgeBowl Classic Dune Imperium tournament. Let us know in the chat as we're going. I mean, I assume you've been doing that, but part of the fun of the live premiere is the communal experience that we get to have together. Bludgeon, I hope you're there as well. If not, I hope you're doing well. Leto, deciding what to do. Goes to Hardy Warriors. Could have early revealed and just gotten a Spice Must Flow, but that would have been pretty insane. So grabs the Freeman Alliance, which refunds that water. And I'm not sure you want to commit troops to this. It's not a super impactful conflict. Round 7 coming up next. Leto will be first in that conflict. So, no access to Hayliner coming up, though, for Leto. Helena... We might see... Okay, no, Helena doesn't have a place to play the carryall, but a reveal of the carryall gets her to 6 spice, so she could be ready for a Hayliner next round, knowing Leto can't get there. Smuggler's Thopter to secure contract. Beast draws 2 cards. Leto could High Council. No, he already has High Council. Could Mentat. The Signet Ring would get him a guild point. So you could Mentat and hope for one of these 2 Persuasion cards, and then you would get a Spice Must Flow. 3 out of 7 chance at it. Alternatively, you can Research Station and guarantee it. And that's the decision. So it's Research Station for Leto. Gonna get a point with the guild. Gonna get a Spice Must Flow for another point. With some Persuasion to spare. And, you know, I think that's a pretty good move for the other reason that the upcoming hand was not looking very exciting. I mean, to be honest, Leto's deck is pretty empty. It's basically just Liaisons, Signet Ring, and Diplomacy with a G Manipulation. G Manipulation, like the only card in Leto's deck other than Liaisons. So Spice Must Flow is very important here for Leto. He's got all of his points with the factions. He has 1 alliance. Beast hits great flat, picks up 4 spice, getting up to 5. So it looks like nobody will be ready for an instant Hayliner. I mean, Helena could. If she reveals the carryall, that'll get her 1 spice, and she'll be ready for a potential immediate Hayliner. I'm not sure she has a card that can get her to it or not. Leto might as well play a Liaison, get another water. Decides not to commit that troop. Pretty low value at this stage. Helena plays to Carthag with a Liaison. Feeds 1 Solari to Paul, who has control of Carthag. And it's the final agent of the round. Maybe should this be like here? Does that make better sense? So we can see the played cards. It's not a perfect spot for it, but we'll try it there. Gunthopter to Narakeon. Deletes 3 troops. You're getting maximum value out of that Gunthopter. I do love the killing the troops in the garrisons is just so funny to me. Liaison picked up for Beast. So Liaisons, I think, are going to sell out this game. People wanting to make sure Helena can't get too high a concentration of them, I think, given that she has that Liet Kynes, which we haven't seen just yet. Leto reveals, picks up a Spice Must Flow. MaraForest and Narakeon out in front right now with 7 points each. The top two from this match will make it into the final game, which will be tomorrow at the same time right here on the Bludgeon YouTube channel. Let me take this opportunity to thank all of the players who joined the tournament. Thanks everybody for watching the tournament. Thank you to all of the new members who have joined the channel recently, all the new Twitch subs. Paul reveals the Shifting Allegiances and picks up a Spice Must Flow. The Shifting Allegiances has not been used a whole lot this game. Hasn't even been used once. I do not remember. But Paul really suffering for influence right now. 1 short of Emperor, 1 short of Guild, 1 short of Bene Gesserit, 2 short of Freeman. And so ZenCruzen really has to hope this game goes another round or 2 to try to get those points, but it's a battle for Imperial Basin. Beast is sitting on 6 spice. Helena also sitting on 6 spice with a big garrison. Can Helena get to Hayliner here? And if not, can Beast do it? Beast, by the way, sitting on 4 agents from winning that conflict. Guild Administrator and Space Travel in Beast's discard pile, but it looks like Diplomacy very likely in hand. If Beast can win this conflict, we could be done this round. Research Station, 2 rounds in a row for Leto. Looking for a Spikes Must Flow. Looking to get, you know, at least 2nd place. So if Beast does end things this round, Leto's in a good position to qualify to the final off of 2nd. But it's not over till it's over. Test of Humanity played from Helena to Selective Breeding. That's going to be a victory point there. This could disrupt the chances for the Spice Must Flow for Beast. So that could be quite important as far as extending the game here. Okay, and just trashes the Test of Humanity itself because there aren't any other good options. Trying to find that Liet Kynes, I would have to imagine. Paul plays to Secrets, finds one of those victory points that he needs. Gets up to 2 intrigues. 3 on Helena, 2 on Beast. None on Leto as of right now. Fold space for Beast, which I think means we're going to see the game end this round, because I believe that Beast is planning fold space there and then Hayliner later to get the alliance and try to win the conflict. The thing is, there's no troops in Beast's garrison, so it might not be so easy to win this. Only 1 intrigue card, but nobody else can get to that Hayliner. Leto, what do you want to do as Leto here? You can't make any progress with the factions. You're going to get a Spice Must Flow, but what else can you do? Do you want to draw a card? Yeah, you're going for intrigues here. Maybe trying to find corner of the market or plans within plans. That could be a game deciding find. Infiltrate is the find instead. May or may not come into play. So has a trash option here. You probably trash. Okay, had a dagger to trash, so gonna do that. Liaisons are sold out, by the way. Leto deciding whether or not to commit troops, decides to throw in 3, has no combat intrigues. But, you know, Spice could be good for a potential tiebreaker at this point. Maybe there's a chance for a Spice Must, or not Spice Must Flow, for a Hayliner next round for Leto. There's a chance for it. If he can get, you know, the 3 Spice here, plus 1 off of Imperial Basin. Diplomacy coming up next round. If Beast Hayliners now, then the lane will be potentially open. Although if Beast Hayliners now, it probably means it's game over, but not necessarily. Paul goes to Narakeon, gets a couple of troops in. 3 agents on Beast. What is Beast looking for here? Okay, so needs an Emperor point. Moves up 1 there. Gets a couple of troops in the garrison. That suggests to me that Beast doesn't think the game is going to end this round. Because, well, has options, I guess. Conspire or Hayliner available in terms of getting a victory point with a faction. Rally troops for Helena. Oh boy, is there a rapid mobilization? That sure looks like a rapid mobilization. It looks a lot like a rapid mobilization. Paul reveals, gets another Spice Must Flow, a couple of swords off of the Gunthopter, in a good position to get something out of this conflict. That's the second Spice Must Flow for Paul. Helena with none, Beast with 1, Leto with about to be 2. And here comes the Hayliner. So, there's the guild point. The Alliance snatched. Beast gets up to 8. So, it's gonna be, does Helena have the rapid mobilization that it certainly looks like she does? If she does, this game could certainly continue. Spice Must Flow picked up for Leto. Up to 8 points. There's the rapid mobilization. Helena wants this game to continue. 2 more intrigue cards available here. 1 on Beast. And this game is still on. There's the Liet Kynes as well for a Spice Must Flow. Beast now hits up Imperial Basin and has a reinforcements and throws in 3 troops, adding 6 strength, bringing him up to 20. Helena was at 19. I thought for sure she was going to win this conflict, but Narakeon says, not just yet, my friend. I want to end this game right now. Leto has no intrigues. Does Helena have anything here? She has an ambush, and it's back to Helena at 23. Beast has no intrigues. This is ZenCruzen AI bot playing a master tactician. Helena 23, Beast 20. Nobody else has anything, and that's going to go to Dortor for an absolutely huge win to keep this game alive. 2 points now to Dortor, getting up to 7. And there it is. Battle for Imperial Basin. Narakeon so close. And yet so far as this game now continues and we move into the next round. Battle for Carthag. ZenCruzen has the defensive bonus and plays the shifting allegiances to Mentat, dropping with the guild and jumping up with the Bene Gesserit. This is AI ZenCruzen playing. ZenCruzen unfortunately disconnected from the game and was not able to get back in. That was an extremely crazy round that happened. 8, 8, 8, 8. Anybody's game here. 2 points on the line for Battle for Carthag. What is going to happen? Beast sitting on 10 Spice again. Not sure if another Hayliner is possible. But no troops to back it up. Ooh, boy. Paul hit up Mentat. Helena hit up Selective Breeding. Liet Kynes in the discard pile. Doesn't have a lot of Freeman Bond. The other players did a good job taking the Arrakis liaisons off the board. I mean, it'd be crazy if the AI somehow wins this game. Chom directorship here would be helpful for Paul. And here's the Hayliner from Beast. Can anyone contest that? Lito's not in a position to do so. Helena's not in a position to do so. Paul is not in a position to do so. So it's looking pretty good for Beast. Nobody has a garrison here, and nobody has the resources to do much about it. Leto could pick up Spice. No, Hayliners are... Yeah, Leto could pick up Spice and infiltrate on Hayliner, but has no garrison or combat intrigues or swords to back that play up. Could infiltrate to selective breeding. Which could be a Spice Must Flow if you get lucky and draw two persuasion cards. You've got a decent chance at doing that. Helena reveals 8. Is the directorship any good for Helena? Not really. Not really, unless there's an intrigue to get that Emperor Alliance. Hall of Oratory for AI ZenCruzen. Research station for Beast with that signet ring, so that's gonna power up that victory here. By the way, if AI ZenCruzen ends up first or second, then ZenCruzen will qualify for the final. Presuming that the PC issue can be solved, because we don't want this happening again. Okay, goes for the infiltrate on Hayliner. Just to try to get second place here for maybe a Spice tiebreaker. There's a Spice Must Flow for Beast, so looking pretty good for Narakeon here to come in first place. Helena needs another victory point. Otherwise ZenCruzen might qualify here off of the AI. Oh, only 8. Has a charisma. What can Helena do? We're into the conflict. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now there could be endgame intrigues at work here. Helena is set up for a plans within plans. So does she have it? Does she have it? She does have it. Plans within plans. Rockets Helena up to 10. Leto has the tiebreaker, but that's going to do it. Oh my goodness me. Narakeon comes out with first place on Beast. That's 2 first places for Narakeon in this tournament. Got first place in the opening round, first place in the semifinal, and goes into the final with a perfect record so far. Dortor coming in second here on Helena, and I believe that's 2 second places for Dortor, so consistent here, but it doesn't matter. You get into the final, and you're in the final. Once you're there, it doesn't matter what your record was going into it. So congratulations to Narakeon and Dortor for making it into the final. It was a very close game, 11, 10, 9, 8. ZenCruzen almost qualifying for the final despite disconnecting right at the end. The AI did its best, I guess. And MaraForest coming in just behind House Atreides down at the bottom of this semifinal, but well played from all players. Ooh, that plans within plans did the trick. So nice couple of rounds there from Dortor. I mean, we all saw it coming with that rapid mobilization, but we did not necessarily see the reinforcements from Beast. And so the ambush reply from Helena to take that conflict last round, pushing it to a game 8, and allowing Dortor to qualify for the final of the BludgeBowl Classic Tournament, coming to you tomorrow with another live premiere at the exact same time. Make sure you are here. And thank you very much for tuning in to these live premieres. I hope you've been enjoying it. Let me know what you think of this tournament. And if you want to support this kind of thing, make sure you become a member of the channel. Click the join button down below here, and or sub on Twitch. Of course, liking the video also helps a lot. You can do that. You can subscribe if you haven't done that. Make sure you've joined the Discord if you haven't done that. Link is in the description below. You can also follow on Twitch, twitch.tv/bludgeon. You can help me hit 1,000 subs on Twitch. We're getting close over there. And that's it. So, oh my God, we've got a packed final coming up for you, and I can't wait to see what happens. We'll see you there. Thanks so much for tuning in. See you next time. And by next time, I mean tomorrow for the final. All right, later.